On November 22, 1963, the United States was shaken by the assassination of its 35th president, John F. Kennedy, during a motorcade procession through Dallas's Dealey Plaza. Riding alongside First Lady Jacqueline Kennedy, Texas Governor John Connally, and his wife Nellie, Kennedy was struck by gunfire, allegedly originating from the Texas School Book Depository. The assailant, identified as Lee Harvey Oswald, a former U.S. Marine, fatally wounded the president, who was pronounced dead at Parkland Memorial Hospital within 30 minutes. Governor Connally survived injuries sustained in the attack. Vice President Lyndon B. Johnson swiftly assumed the presidency, taking the oath of office aboard Air Force One just over 2 hours later. Following the shooting, Oswald fled to his residence, retrieved a firearm, and allegedly murdered Dallas police officer J.D. Tippit. Apprehended 70 minutes after the initial attack, Oswald faced state charges for both Kennedy's and Tippitt's deaths. However, his trial was preempted on November 24, 1963, when nightclub owner Jack Ruby fatally shot Oswald during a televised transfer at Dallas Police Headquarters. Oswald, like Kennedy, was rushed to Parkland Memorial but did not survive. Ruby was convicted of murder in 1964, though his sentence was later overturned. He died in prison in 1967, awaiting retrial. Investigations into the tragedy yielded conflicting conclusions. The Warren Commission's 1964 report asserted Oswald acted alone, dismissing conspiracy theories. This finding was initially echoed by later probes, including the Rockefeller Commission. However, the 1979 House Select Committee on Assassinations, HSCA, controversially suggested a likely conspiracy, citing potential evidence of a second shooter, a claim later undermined when a key audio recording was discredited. Meanwhile, New Orleans District Attorney Jim Garrison's 1967 case against businessman Clay Shaw, the lone criminal trial tied to the assassination, ended in acquittal. Decades later, Kennedy's assassination remains a focal point of public intrigue and skepticism, with polls indicating widespread belief in a broader conspiracy. The event marked the first in a series of politically charged assassinations in the 1960s, preceding the killings of Malcolm X, 1965, Martin Luther King Jr., 1968, and Robert F. Kennedy, 1968. Kennedy, the fourth U.S. president assassinated in office, continues to symbolize an era of profound national turmoil and unresolved historical questions. Following the autopsy, President John F. Kennedy's body was placed in repose in the White House's East Room for 24 hours. President Lyndon B. Johnson proclaimed November 25th a national day of mourning, urging only essential workers to remain on duty. Kennedy's casket was later transported by a horse-drawn caisson to the U.S. Capitol, where it lay in state. Massive crowds gathered to pay respects, with an estimated 250,000 people filing past the guarded coffin during its 18-hour public viewing. Internationally, the assassination reverberated deeply. FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover noted in a memo that the Soviet Union responded with shock and consternation, tolling church bells in Kennedy's honor. Kennedy's funeral took place on November 25th at Washington's St. Matthew's Cathedral, where Cardinal Richard Cushing officiated a requiem mass attended by 1,200 guests, including global dignitaries. Though no formal eulogy was delivered, Auxiliary Bishop Philip M. Hannon recited excerpts from Kennedy's speeches. The president was interred at Arlington National Cemetery, where an eternal flame was later installed at his gravesite in 1967. In a shocking turn, Lee Harvey Oswald, Kennedy's accused assassin, was fatally shot on November 24th by Dallas nightclub owner Jack Ruby during a live televised transfer from police custody. Captured in Pulitzer Prize-winning photography by Robert H. Jackson, the moment Oswald collapsed from the gunshot wound became iconic. Rushed to Parkland Memorial Hospital, the same facility where Kennedy died, Oswald succumbed to injuries after a bullet severed major blood vessels and damaged multiple organs. Ruby later claimed his actions were motivated by grief for Jacqueline Kennedy, though his conviction was overturned before his 1967 death from cancer-related complications. The assassination was immortalized in the Zapruder film, a 26-second home movie that captured Kennedy's fatal headshot in frame 313. Valued at $16 million in 1999, the footage was first publicly aired in 1975. Additional films by Charles Bronson, Marie Muchmore, and Orville Nix provided alternate angles, though Nix's original footage vanished after FBI handling in 1966. Meanwhile, the mysterious Babushka Lady, photographed filming the event, and Gordon Arnold's disputed claims of confiscated footage fueled conspiracy theories. During Oswald's interrogation, Dallas police faced criticism for procedural missteps, including leaked details and a hastily arranged press conference. Paraffin tests on Oswald's hands, though inconclusive, suggested recent gunfire. The FBI's swift conclusion of Oswald's sole culpability drew scrutiny, particularly after the Warren Commission's 1964 report echoed these findings. Later investigations, including the 1979 House Select Committee on Assassinations, highlighted gaps in probing Oswald's potential ties to Cuba and criticized the CIA for withholding information. Public skepticism endured, with Walter Cronkite and others questioning the Warren Commission's reliance on FBI and CIA self-investigations. Despite controversies, prosecutors like Vincent Bugliosi defended the report's core conclusions, while historians revealed CIA Director John McCone's role in a benign cover-up. Decades later, the assassination remains a nexus of historical debate, amplified by fragmented evidence and enduring mysteries.